this is a little different because it's a violin arrangement. So, and I think what makes it different, and it's supposedly for solo violin, it's one of the most challenging pieces for violin. And I'm going to bring out points where, you know, violin, you do have different voices. You're shifting, and a good violinist makes it sound like everything I've been demonstrating, that they separate the different voices by sound. I don't know the technicality of it on a violin, but I'm going to point it out how it shows up in this piano arrangement. And so let me just start at the beginning. It's just chaconne. It's very rhythmic and strong. And even though the melodies in my thumb, it's no longer the challenge that it took in the Bach and Sicilian and in the both Scriabin to play that melody so smoothly and legato. It doesn't have that, so that's kind of nice. Um, but it just has, you know, it's chaconne is like variations. It just gets more and more complex as it goes along. So I'll start at the beginning, then I'm going to kind of jump around a little bit too. So now it has the different voices. And definitely the different voices here. Now more of the different voices coming in and more jumps. So now I'm having jumps with the different voices, and I want to hear that pull between the voices. Let me reword that. I want to hear the conversation between the voices. So when I talk about things being more exposed with one hand, this is evidence of that. It's just very, very exposed. Any single note that's not correct really stands out in ways that it wouldn't if it were two hands. Let me jump around a little bit. So I want to go to the big where so this is a place I don't really ever play it as it's written. I'm going to show you, I'm going to play a little bit of it, and then I'm going to show you what I do to practice it without stretching my hand and causing distress to it. So this is the middle of page 7. that's just enormous reach. So when I'm preparing to perform it, rhythm always comes first. So I keep a rhythm, but I play the solid chords. So from here, let me do it one more time. And so forth. I'm not preparing this right now for anything, so I haven't been working on it recently. But it's I want to get the harmony and just remind I mean, I've played this piece a lot, but I just want to like remind myself what the chord progression is without taxing my hand. And I will tell you, I learned this when I was in hand therapy for my right hand. So I was having at certain points I could just feel that if I had kept going I would have had tenderness in my left hand, but I learned how to do stretches like this, different things for my left hand, not to use my left hand to close my car door. I have a hatchback, which was challenging because my right hand wasn't capable, so I figured out something else, but that really helped a lot. So I'm going to check the chat in a second. Oh, I want to talk about one other thing before I do that. And so on page 12, we talked about this in the second movement of the Waldstein and some other things about creating space between the notes, a lot in Beethoven and other composers. But this is also where I really feel that oh, I just want to feel that tension between the notes. So this is the second to last line on page 12. Now we're now in D major. And I want to feel this pull. So that's one of my favorite parts of the piece, of just feeling that tension between the notes. Could you hear that?